Hey you guys, this is Young, and today is going to be a day in which I decided to make a spooky ASMR video in which I will be talking about scary stories that I've heard and scary stories that I personally have experienced. So I'm not sure if it's the best for everyone to listen to, like at night before they go to bed. But for instance, I love listening to creepypasta before I go to bed. I don't know, maybe to some that might be weird, but I really like it. And especially if it's like an ASMR artist that has made it, in which case, it's even more relaxing. Plus, there's no, I don't know, sometimes people that have the creepypasta readings, they act it, and I think sometimes it sounds a little funny too. But the ASMR artists usually don't. In which case, I'm like, okay, it's like story time. Anyway, so you guys talked to me about sleep paralysis in my question, in the last video question, and all this kind of stuff. And I commented, and I replied to one of the comments, and I said, so I'm gonna say it just in case you guys don't know about that. But uh, what my solution is, I don't know if you are too scared to experience the whole sleep paralysis phenomenon and want to proceed to the next level. I sort of close my eyes and I have faith to my guardian spirits to protect me and stuff, because at that time that's the only thing I think you can really depend on, because it's too scary. Yeah, plus you cannot move, plus yeah, of course, obviously. And I don't know, I close my eyes so I don't have like visual contact with what is in front of me, which I think is the worst sometimes. Also the sound, but mostly what you see. And then I slowly dive into a lucid dream. So for instance, this one time I had the sleep paralysis of this little. I was laying on my front, like my back. My back was on the ceiling, looking at the ceiling, and suddenly I feel this creature start climbing on me, and I thought to myself, I have no creatures in the house currently, hopefully for a long time either, or ever. Oh, I do have my cat though. Cats. But not at the time. I mean, the bedroom door was closed. And it was really funny. I started thinking, oh my god, please someone protect me. I can't handle this again, because I was too scared. And then I heard someone sweeping with like a broom, like, okay, the mischief is away now. And then like my pillow, I was on my pillow like this, and then my pillow started flying, and I was on it obviously, and we flew all the way to a giant supermarket. Sure, and then all kinds of weird things happen. Anyway, I have found that closing your eyes and not focusing on the scary things that happen sort of sends you into like the awesomest lucid dreams. And I don't know if you like lucid dreams, but I love them. I think like they're the coolest thing, one of the coolest things in creation. It's like, whoa, I can't believe I'm doing this right now. Like, can be having lots of those, because this is Greece. So now that I said that, um, there's quite a few stories, especially from places like this, I think. So I'm gonna start with like actually a quite funny one. My grandfather, he was uh, he was like people here in the village. They're always on the hunt. They used to be. God rest his soul. It used to be so much about finding like gold and treasures and stuff. So they would go up on like in the mountains at night time with like shovels and what have you, and they would try to find like old coins and all these like things that they would consider treasure. So there was this story about a certain area about a ginormous snake that is supposed to be guarding a treasure that was near a church that got destroyed when the Germans came over, but then it got rebuilt. So this is like really old stuff, right? And actually, my mom, I think, and my mom and my aunt and my grandma, they didn't see the snake, but they heard like a very very loud. I want to say shush, but because I don't know the word for it, it was like you know on the dry grass. Greece is very dry, by the way. It's the driest of dry, and they went over because they got too scared, and they went over and they saw that the grass had opened up like so much, like something giant was going through them, and it was going all the way to the water. And they were like, "Oh my God, that must be it." So what does my grandpa do? He's like, "Okay, so the legend is true." So he tells his priest because he knew that he was also interested in that sort of thing. And so it's nighttime. It's a full moon, so you don't have to have like flashlights and stuff. And they start going towards that place. So they go over there and they start digging. And as they dig and try to see certain things, suddenly my grandpa sees like in this area, like 20 meters away, let's say, or something like this person wearing all white, doing all kinds of like arm gestures. Now we're talking about theory, like in the wilderness, okay? There's no houses anywhere near. So, and it was like, I don't know, 2 a.m. So he tells the priest, he's like, "Hey, look at that." And the priest takes one look at the weird figure doing all those things, and he just raises, he's like, I want to say frock. Like there's something that the priest here wears, like a black sort of Harry Potter thing that they wear. And so he just raised it, his bony legs out, and he starts running. He's like, "Okay, we gotta go now." And so they started running from all this, and they were not looking back. They forgot the shovels and everything. They had to go like a couple of days later to pick it up because they left everything there. Honestly, they got that scared. And um, what we think after that is that some of the villagers actually heard of their little plan and went all the way over there to scare them. So I think that that's a much funnier version of the story here, so that we don't start directly with the spooks, you know? And now that we're done with this, let's proceed. Now, I have to say, this is like the coolest story for me, and it's the coolest one because I actually saw that, and I was like, and of course, ever since I've been wanting to see much more, obviously, because I'm very, very hungry for that sort of thing, supernatural and paranormal. But at the time, I wasn't, it was like, I haven't actually focused on it at all or anything. So I was, let's say about, oh, I suck at time, man. Let's say about 12 or 13 or something, yeah. And I was at my best friend's house. She lives right across from me. Um, Pointing this direction, it doesn't make any sense to you, but it does to me, so yay. So I was staying, no, I wasn't staying. We were visiting at her house, and it was like a Sunday, and our parents were friends, so sometimes they would come for dinner at our house. Sometimes we would go at their house, and so she had a brother, so and I have my sister. So 4 kids, we were playing together and what have you. You know, it was just fun times. So that Sunday, my friend Georgia, she had received pictures that have just been developed or appeared, you know, and they made in a picture from the film. And we were all checking them, and there was this picture of me and my mom and my sis, and I was in a light blue dress. And she said something like, "Oh, my cousin felt that you were like really cute in this dress," and I was like, "Oh my god!" See, that's very annoying. That is so annoying. It happens like so many times in the night here. So I was like, "Oh my god!" Someone noticed me in that way. Like that was not the case at all, you know. And I was, you know, very oh please, you know. And then I thought to myself, okay, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna look at more pictures, and then I'm gonna check the same one again, you know, just for the fun of it. And we checked some pictures, and after a while, her mother was like, "Oh, you know, dinner is ready," from the kitchen. And so Georgia goes, and we were sitting on a bed, by the way. So I sat there and I started to try to find the picture. I was like, okay, where is it? So I look at it, and I'm just like this, okay? And you know how like you can see something here, but like you can also see there. It's just a little bit more blurry right now. And right in front of me is a white closet area. A closet, actually, just a closet. Many closets. And I see this dark figure, you know, this person. And I was like, you know how sometimes there's something dark and then you look at it and it's sort of like a shadow and it goes away? Well, this one didn't. So it's like I look at it and I see this man and he's like right in front of me. And I was like, and he had this look on his face. And actually, I could not remember his face like not even 5 seconds after that happened. Anyway, so he had this look on his face like a smirk, like I don't know how to explain it exactly. And I think he was dressed in dark black and stuff. But again, no details, no memory of details. So what do? Instead of getting so scared, I got angry. So I got up to attack him because that's what we do, right? And I get up to attack him, and he just disappears like this, like no proof, no smoke, no nothing. He just disappeared completely. And then I passed in front of him there into like the little corridor that goes to the kitchen, hallway. And then I started telling everyone that to the parents. And then the next day at school that I saw the devil in Georgia's house. And Georgia was so upset. It was actually quite hilarious. Either way, so yeah, two funny stories in a way. And anyway, that was fun. And then a few days later, because I was still like shaken by this, like I never experienced anything that was even remotely supernatural. I wasn't even watching horror movies at the time. My parents wouldn't let me, you know. So I was in my bathroom and I was like brushing my hair or something, and I was alone. And I didn't want to be alone after what happened. I was feeling like uncomfortable and stuff. And then I thought to myself, I mean, my house, nobody was in my house. I thought to myself, if someone is here, someone else is here, I hope that the lights close. Oh my god. And then the lights closed. I've never run so fast in my life. And guess what? I haven't said again. You know, I don't do this kind of thing anymore. You know, if someone is here, or exactly no, I take it for granted now. That was hilarious. It, like whatever ghosts were here and they did this, it was like they must have like laughed their ass off with me, like being such a coward after being so bold and saying something like that. Anyway, um, and it was really good. Other spooky experiences is oh yeah, sleep paralysis. Lots of that. Oh my god, lots of that. This one time, I was um, I was in a dream, and in my dream, I was in a house and I used to live in Brooklyn. It was all sunny and nice, and then I saw my mother coming in the bedroom um, of the time, and I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna spook her now." Well, so I started going all around her, like I've seen this movie where this ghost is to a person. I think it's called The Eye or something. Eyes. Anyway, so I started doing the same to her. So I started going all around her while she was like, standing still. I was going all around her, and my face was always facing her, sort of like, moon and the earth kind of situation. But then she started doing the same, and I was like, oh, because it's like surprise. You're in a dream, so everything can happen, right now. She started doing the same, and I was like, oh my god, that's not my mom. And my fear levels got like they peaked quite a bit, and I was like, I woke up and I opened my eyes, and I was on my bed. I opened my eyes to see um, this person hovering right above me. My eyes are open at the time, okay? She was hovering right above me. I could not see her face because there was this light right behind her. So everything here is completely black and dark, And her hair is like flying in all crazy directions, like this wind or something. And also you can see the edges of the light, If there's light behind me, you would see my hair like getting all golden and stuff, right? So that, and her arms were like open, and she was like literally hovering right above me. And I was like, you know, but couldn't do anything. So what do I do? I try to move, and I realize that I cannot move, which is quite obvious in sleep paralysis. And then I just blow air. I foof her, away. I was like, and then she started dissolving. My eyes are still open, dissolving. I was still awake, and I was like, and then my boyfriend at the time, I was like, wake up, wake up. And he's like, what? And I'm like, you cannot believe what this happened, And I tell him this and this and this, but he's not so much of interested in this sort of scenario and situation, so I didn't want to bore him too much. Anyway, and that thing disappeared right in front of my eyes. I was awake the whole time. I was like, oh my god, that's amazing. So, I don't know if you guys have had like any similar stuff. I noticed that sometimes you're a little bit like a little bit timid telling me about things you've seen. Like you might consider that I might consider you, like a little loony, but that's okay. You're not loonier than I am. Nah, it's okay. We're all friends here, so you can say whatever you like. I can take it all with a grain of salt. No, what does that even mean? Anyway, don't be bothered by the sound. It's just my family doing stuff. My dad is in the background or something. So, uh, yeah, it's less soundy now. Nope, nope, we're still going on. Yep, no more now. So, another weird situation that has happened to me. Let me think. Yes. Okay. also gathered some stuff that have happened to people I know. Again, to my grandfather. He was walking again in the wilderness. He had gone to like a nearby village to party and, have like drinks with friends and stuff, have food and dance. Something that we call here panegyri. And I'm not sure if that concept exists outside of Southern Europe, so I'm not sure how to translate that. But it's like a gathering of many people with live music outside usually, and they also have like all kinds of foods there too. So, and as he was walking, again, it was like a bright night. You can't really walk outside if it's not a bright night, especially not in the day, back in the day. And suddenly he starts hearing this singing, but it sounded like quite near, and it sounded like women singing. Now he was walking next to a river. Now there is this thing here about fairies. Now fairies are sometimes very small, and sometimes they are like human-sized. Now, if you dare speak to them, they sort of steal your voice, or that's what the legend says. They steal your voice, and if you dare go near and look at them, I think you go mad or something. So he got so scared when he heard these women singing with these beautiful voices in the middle of the woods, that again he started running again. Wow, he must have been quite a runner, with all that stuff. And my grandma told me the story. Yeah, and also many more. There's this other one. So in my village, especially, no, actually not a long time ago, like let's say around 50 years ago or 60 years ago, because it didn't have like washing machines and stuff, they would all go, the whole village would go once a week or once in 15 days. They would gather up all the things that they need to wash, that they were big, like sheets and curtains and what have you. And they would go to the river. So you would see like the entire village on donkeys and horses making a day trip out of it. And they would go to the river, and they would use something with ashes called aliciva, and it's supposed to be cleaning the material very, very well, the fabrics very, very well. Green soap, Why am I talking about this anyway? So they had gone there, and then they were returning back. They did all their job early in the morning, and it was around noon to afternoon, but they were returning back. Excuse me. That's Turkish coffee, by the way. I love it. So, this person, which is a villager, he had stayed a little bit back, and he was the last donkey to go. He was on the last donkey, and all the other villagers had like walked, let's say not too far, like 50 meters up front. And as he was going, he saw this kid in the side of the street, and the kid was crying, and the villager is like, well, that's odd, who left you? He assumed that it was a kid that was left behind from the other villagers, and he's like, oh my god, what happened? Let me pick you up. So he picks up the kid, puts it in the back of the donkey, and they start going. And at some point, the sun was in his back, so he could see the shadow of him and the donkey and everything right in front of him. And he started seeing the shadow getting larger and larger and larger, and the donkey literally fell. Like his back legs like collapsed, and then the front legs collapsed. And so this man was terrified. So looks back and he sees this giant troll person. But he starts screaming already after the donkey, collapsed. So the villagers, they sort of like started being, hey, what's happening? Started like yelling back, and some of them coming back. So he touches him here. He says, Hirui, which means lucky, or something like that. You lucky guy. And he sort of like broke his jaw a little bit, fractured it a little bit, and then it left the troll. And I don't know, I think that's an interesting story. Also, um, I had a friend in my school called Elena, and her dad, he would go for hunting with friends and stuff. So this one time, he was up on the mountain hunting the katsa, which is like a bird, a brown bird. Anyway, so he was hunting that, and they were going, and suddenly the sky got like all clouded and stuff, cloudy, and it's like it got like so heavy. The air and the atmosphere got so heavy, and they just both they felt like falling down on their, nobody pushed them. They just got so scared because it was like thunders and all kinds of stuff, and as they fell down, both of them, they start hearing something that flew. I want to say flew right above them, or maybe the sky went too close. I'm not sure what happened on that one because I've just heard it. Something right above them started like breathing, like, and I was like, and so Elena was telling me this in school. Oh my God, I think I didn't sleep that night. And then, everything went to normal after a while. And, the sun came out again because it was daytime, of course. And I think they just left. We decided to not go hunting that day. Another one. I should have written them down, but I didn't because I'm edgy. Oh, okay. This one time, when my aunt Faye was like a wee one, again in the village, they had this. The house that they had did not have an inside bathroom and everything. It was an outside one. So night house, So she walks to go there, and it was like sometime in the nighttime. So she walks to go there, and she opens the door to her house to go out, and she sees right outside a zillion of little things, little people. Some of them were small, teeny ones, small, teeny tiny ones, and some of them were big, huge. Some of them were human sized, but they were all covering the porch, and they were everywhere. So she got so scared, she slammed the door, and I was like, oh my God, I'm not sure how I would have reacted, but when you hear the story, you become the braver person. So you're like, oh, I wouldn't have done that. I would have gone with him. So of course, I would have gone with him. Clearly, being the brave one I am. And I've always been a little bit jealous about that story. I've always wanted to be the person that gets to encounter these little creatures and stuff. But I got to encounter mine, so yay. Win. Let me see. So, that's a spooky one though. We have this friend of ours called Sue, and she lives in Miami. And she used to live for a long time in this absolutely haunted house, And I think they said they had like 2 to 3 ghosts that eventually they got accustomed to, except for one of them. The 2 of them they did, one of them didn't so much. But they were like, okay. Eventually they moved, but not because of the activity that was there. So this one time though, when they were still like getting used to them, Oh no, I think that was the aggressive one. Anyway, so the son had gone to the bathroom. There's a lot of stories about bathrooms. Anyway, oh no, I have to stop the video. Okay, I'm gonna say very soon now. So he opened the bathroom door to go out after he finished his business, you know. He opened the bathroom door to go outside, and right outside in the darkness, what waits? This man. And this man is like just looking down, and he's like a stranger man in the middle of his house. So he slams the door right at his face. And I'm like, I'm creeped out because I don't want this to happen to me, please. So anyway, before my memory starts like getting all weird, bye bye guys. I hope I scared you and creeped you out, and I hope you remember me with lots of fear and tingles.